Hey fellow Vault-Wearers, it's Angry Tartar, and here we go with a full review of GAUSS shotgun and all of its mods. But before we jump into the video, I actually have 3 new Patreons, and I want to welcome you guys, and I apologize for butchering the nicknames. I have a big problem with names, you probably already know about that. But anyway, welcome Banana Lope, Nakatat Hulhu, and Wookie Welder. Welcome into Tartar's army. And now into the video. I have this GAUSS shotgun that's Hunters. Basically why I'm using it in here is because I will not be shooting any animals and I want to test it on possibly as plain shotgun as I can get. And as you know, you cannot craft a non-legendary shotgun. This one is as close as possible. Now, if you need to know how to get one, if you are new for example, basically you need to max out your reputation with settlers. You need to be ally with them. Then you go to Foundation and you can buy it there from Samuel. He's a gold vendor at Foundation. And if you don't know what gold bullion is at all, that means you need to play more because you will unlock it after finishing the main store. And now back to the weapon. You craft it under weapons workbench. You can find it under energy weapons, but it is not energy weapon. It's actually classified as ballistic weapon, and it's doing ballistic damage with explosion. And its benefits of everything that boosts your ballistic damage. Like for example, if you use ballistic bog, it will boost this weapon damage. Then GAUSS shotgun is a ballistic weapon even though you craft it under energy guns. It's a little bit confusing, but it's how it works. To craft one you need 2 legendary modules, you need some aluminum circuitry screws, silver springs, steel wood, and you cannot reduce this cost. Perks that are reducing this cost does not work, super duper will not work, you cannot get 2 at one craft. And it requires science. Now before we jump into mods, there is something weird as well that I want to show you. Like if you inspect this gun, it says fire rate 67, but I don't know how they figure out this number. It has like nothing to do with real usage of this weapon. If you shoot it in first person, you will... Okay, let me reload. You will achieve something like Gatling gun. I'm shooting as fast as I can. Maybe it's shooting slightly faster than Gatling gun, but if you swap into the third person, you suddenly have much higher fire rate. Like twice as high. Then in first person you have 20 something, in third person you have over 40 fire rate. I don't have exact numbers, but it's something like that. It is how it feels. And we are not done yet. I have with me this bloodied faster fire rate, but what's the problem? Even though on weapon card faster fire rate is applied and this number is higher, in practice it still doesn't matter. I will show you. Third person, I will unload the clip from this gun. Pay attention how fast I can fire. And now the clip from the other one. I was testing it with a stopwatch, there is absolutely zero difference, the same situation in first person. The faster fire rate means absolutely nothing, and fire rate at weapon card means absolutely nothing. This out of the way, I want to test the modes and how they affect like range and the fire rate. My AP is 207, then it will be rather easy to measure how much AP it takes to shoot this gun and how the mods are actually affecting it. Then first we have everything standard. No mods applied, and let's see how much we can do in VATS. There is actually a very good bug that allows me to test with Mitzi. Let me stand just behind the workbench as I want to have always the same distance, and I have 62% hit chance, and if I fire it, I'm doing 0 damage to Mitzi. Just to be 100% sure, let's count again how many shots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 shots, and there was a little bit of AP left. Then by the quick math it will be around 30 AP to fire this gun in VATS. Now let's start with some mods and take a look on the mods that we have available. To modify for most of the stuff, you will need Science Master equip. The exception is the Prime Receiver that instead requires a max rank of Gunsmith. Then under Receivers we have choice like Refine, Vicious, Hardened and Prime. What's important to know about them, like Refine, it's lower durability, improve accuracy and hipfire accuracy. Vicious one, it's reduced durability, better accuracy, improved hipfire accuracy and critical shot damage. Unfortunately, there is no increased damage, and we know from the experience that critical shot damage on the receivers, it's one of the most useless stats, and you never trade a base damage for critical shot damage. Then this receiver, it's pretty useless. Hardened one and Prime Receiver, they both offer the same damage. The only difference between Hardened and Prime from the weapon stats is that it gives you bonus damage to Scorch and Scorch Beast and Scorch if you choose Prime Receiver. Then if you fight Scorch Beast Queen a lot, it's really worth it. Otherwise, Hardened will do exactly the same. Let's see first how our accuracy will be improved after we put Vicious and Refined. Then now, plain weapon with a perk card, you can see, like this turret close to me, it can be like exactly fit in between the crosshair. Without the card, yeah, it's a full spread. Now let's try to change the receiver. Now we have Vicious Receiver, this with extra critical damage. Accuracy is slightly improved. With Skid Shooter, this effect is a little bit more visible. About cost in watts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's exactly the same. There is no change in watts cost. After going for Refined Receiver, I think it's slightly more accurate, but you will see it in the video maybe better than me. I think it's slightly more accurate. AP cost, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the same. No difference. And now we have Hardened Receiver. Yeah, clearly accuracy is not as good as two other receivers. It's about the same as standard receiver when we put Hardened. We unequip Skid Shooter, yes. It's looked like exactly the same as standard receiver. Cost in watts, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the same. No difference in watts cost. If you go after accuracy, then it's definitely not this receiver. If you go after damage, yeah, it's probably this one. Now about the barrel. We have standard one, extended one, and shielded barrel. And actually extended barrel, according to weapon card, offers the best accuracy and range, where shielded barrel is like in between of extended and standard barrel. And I don't know what actually the point of shielded barrel, as it seems like just inferior to extended, but we'll test it. Let's put a shielded barrel. And we can see that accuracy in watts increased, what means we have a better range. Let's see if watts cost is changed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's the same. It's exactly the same. Let's see another one. Extended barrel. Yeah, accuracy goes up again, what means that we are getting this better range. Cost in watts, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exactly the same. Oh, where's Mitzi? Oh, and accuracy with this barrel? Probably the same like it was with other one. Now we have stock that we have Align, Forceful and Precise to choose from. Align have the worst durability, better accuracy, improve recoil, hipfire accuracy. Forceful stock, it's superior durability and improve recoil, but do not improve accuracy. And Precise stock have better accuracy and durability, improve bash damage and hipfire accuracy. Let's see how this affects the cost in watts. Let's start with Align stock. And we can clearly see that it actually increases the accuracy. Let's see VATS cost now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it reduces VATS cost because now we're able to fire 7 times with our 207 AP. What means our VATS cost will be slightly lower now, something like 28. I can be wrong about exact numbers, it's just my quick estimate. Now let's see what Forceful Stock will be doing. And we can see here that Forceful Stock do not offer any improved accuracy. Okay, VATS cost. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's the same as Align, what means better than Standard Barrel. And we have one more to test. We have Precise Stock. Let's see what this one will be doing. Yes, accuracy seems to be similar to the Align stock. Then there is improvement. Let's see the VATS cost. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's more expensive in VATS. It's the same as standard one. And I cannot reload now. That's another bug. Okay, after bashing I can reload again. Then if you get stuck and you cannot reload this weapon, try to bash and then reload. Then we'll swap to Align stock in this case. Now we have some magazine options. There is standard one, extended magazine and perforating magazine. Let's see what difference they are doing. They both reduce the durability, where perforating is reducing it more. And extended give us more ammo capacity, perforating give us armor penetration. Let's see this extended one first. Ammo capacity goes up by 4. We have 12 instead of 8, and I can see that it was reloading slower, than reload speed is going down slightly. Now let's see the VATS cost. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then the VATS cost is going up. It's now basically we are getting a bonus from Align stock, but we are losing it. And I cannot reload again. Bash, reload. Yes, but we are losing it because of this magazine. Then let's see what will happen with perforating one. Can we get an improvement to the VATS cost? Okay, perforating magazine. And let's see what we can do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, it's even more expensive in VATS than extended one. Then if you are after the VATS cost, then definitely you should either keep the standard magazine or maybe go for the extended one, but not for the perforating one. Perforating seems to increase your VATS cost quite significantly. Okay, let's for a moment put back a standard magazine, because I want to see what kind of effect on VATS short scope will implement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, definitely VATS cost is going up if you decide to put scope on. Then I'm not sure if I will recommend a scope. I will not use it myself, although your gameplay can tell you something different and maybe it's good for you. Then I'm taking off the scope. We have at this moment standard magazine, Align stock, extended barrel and hardened receiver. And we'll see how the damage are versus some tanky enemy, and then we will swap something and compare the damage again. As I do not want my mutations to affect the results, I fully healed my character and I'm using this Hunter's GAUSS shotgun, and we are going after the behemoth. Let our AP regenerate a little bit and we'll see what we can do versus him. It's not a magic shotgun, then me shooting in VATS shouldn't inflict any extra damage, and he's a glowing level 95. I'm not using concentrated fire, then damage should be consistent. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the 5 shots, and we have his health to like between M and O, and hopefully he will be able to regenerate after I will fast travel away. Now we are going to change the standard magazine into perforating magazine, and let's see how much of a damage difference we can see just by changing the magazine. Okay, he nicely regenerated his health. Let's see now, 5 shot with perforating. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, definitely there is a difference, like we are between exactly under E, then we progress 1 letter, full M. Full M of more damage by the look of his name. And now we need to disappear. Now let's see how much damage in practice we'll lose if we'll choose Refine Receiver over the Hardened Receiver. This one actually improves our accuracy and hipfire accuracy, what can be sometimes useful. Then let's see how much of a damage hit we'll take. Okay, we are back and Behemoth is healthy again. 5 shots now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think 1 missed. And 1 more. Yeah. There was 1 miss for whatever reason. It can happen even after latest update that in VATS 1 shot will miss. And now we are under M. Then basically the receiver change is similar to magazine change. If you use receiver with a little bit less damage, you are losing about as much as going for regular magazine over perforating magazine. Maybe a little bit less of a difference, but not like by much. Although if with this setup align and this refine receiver we apply skate shooter, it can be really worth it if you want to use it outside of VATS. Look at this accuracy. It's really great as for a shotgun. You can get a really long shots and they're very accurate. Then that's a big deal if you are not going to use VATS with your shotgun. Okay, now let's take a look at ammo cost. Without any ammo crafting perks equipped, this weapon is using 2mm ammo that you can find under energy ammo, and you will craft 15 cartridges. It will cost you 5 lead and 15 steel. Now, as this is a shotgun, we'll compare it to a shotgun shells. It's very easy comparison. Shotgun shells, you will get only 12, then you have less, and it will cost you 1 less lead. But in addition to that, you will need 10 plastic and you will need 4 gunpowder. It's much cheaper on steel though, but as we all know, steel is so easy to get, you just scrap weapons. Then I can honestly say that GAUSS shotgun ammo is much cheaper to craft than regular shotgun ammo. As this plastic, 10 per craft, it's getting expensive really fast if you are using shotguns a lot. Of course, you can choose to go for prime receiver and ultrasight ammo. In that case, you will need pure crimson flags to craft your ammo, but you will be getting 60 instead of 15, what means 4 times more, but cost will go up a little bit in lead and steel, plus you need ultrasight and, as I mentioned, pure crimson flags. Then if it's worth it, it's up to you, because damage-wise, you will see the difference only versus Scorch and Scorch Beasts. Versus everything else, it's exactly the same as Hardened, and do not offer improved accuracy like Refined Receiver. Now about problem in VATS with this weapon. What I can recommend, like if you have problem with hitting in VATS and your first shot is missing a lot, for me it seems to be helpful if I fully charge the weapon before entering the VATS, and then I just enter VATS and release the trigger. Okay, we have some floaters, and now with this technique I will just charge the weapon first, then jump somewhere, release the trigger after it's charged, and it usually hits. It seems to work much better than otherwise. And another tip, for whatever reason, if you decided to use Gunfu with this weapon, every target that you will acquire after auto swapping thanks to the Gunfu, you almost always hit. But of course, if it's in range and you have this 95% chance, then it can be sometimes worth to actually use it, especially if you play in first person and your shotgun is shooting slowly, because who knows why. If we compare combat shotgun with GAUSS shotgun, combat shotgun with hardened receiver, what means already the best receiver, highest damage, is doing 206 damage per shot, and in this case, GAUSS shotgun with the same hardened receiver is doing 530 damage per shot. Then it's more than twice as much. Then definitely, if you are looking for a shotgun that have a kick, the GAUSS shotgun have a kick and it's very ammo efficient. There is only one downside with this weapon. It have built-in explosions, what means it's less reliable in VATS. If you don't have Demolition Expert under Intelligence and you do have a fireproof max rank, then most likely you will do like no damage to yourself. As you can see, I can shoot the ground, I can still cripple myself, but I do no damage to myself. And now the summary for all available mods and what's for you. Because this gun have already crazy damage by default, and if your build is powerful enough and you like to hip fire your weapon, Refined Receiver is for you. Whatever is your build, don't go for Vicious Receiver because it's explosive weapon, and apart from the fact that critical shot damage is not doing much, in case of explosive shotguns, quite often it just not register at all. Then we have Hardened Receiver. That's definitely the best option if you are going for damage versus everything that's not a Scorch Beast or Scorched. And Prime Receiver, if you are fighting a lot of Scorch Beast Queens and you have flags to craft your ammo, go for it. About barrel, I do not see the point of using anything else than extended barrel. If you know about anything that I missed about the barrel modification, please let me know in comment section, because I do not see any use for other than extended barrel. About the stock, if you go to hip fire a lot, then you go for a line stock. If you'll be using mainly VATS, then you go for forceful stock. If you go to only hip fire and you want more durability on your weapon, then you go for precise stock. But don't go for precise stock if you are going to use VATS, because it increases the VATS cost. I mean, it doesn't reduce the VATS cost. Like Align and Forceful reduces the VATS cost. The Precise and Standard does not. Now about the magazine. For whatever reason, standard magazine seems to be quite a tempting option if you are going to use a lot of VATS. It reloads slightly faster than other magazines, and it has lower AP cost. Otherwise, extended magazine increase your capacity by 50%, but increase as well VATS cost by a little bit and reload time. Perforating magazine is perfect for damage, although it increases VATS cost even more, and reload time seems to be between standard and extended, or maybe even the same as standard. Personally, I like this extra damage from Perforating magazine, although the choice is up to you. About the sight, for my use case, the short scope is not needed, but if you are not going to use VATS at all, because short scope is increasing the VATS cost, then you can go for it. And if you will just hip fire and sometimes maybe use the aim and fire with a scope, yeah, that's a decent option. For me, Reflex Sight is the go-to mod. What's mean default mod? Reflex Sight is a default mod. You do not need to buy this one. I hope I didn't miss anything important, because it's already quite lengthy video. But if I miss anything, or if you have any questions, I'm always checking comment section, and even though I'm not always able to answer every single question, I read every single comment. And as always, thank you a lot for watching, and see you guys in the next one.